The PlayStation 4 exclusive and Marvel Spider-Man continues to get information about it trickling out. This is coming off the game's official release date announcement, so we'll talk about some new details. One of the most critically acclaimed PlayStation 4 console exclusives might be getting a sequel, and a big PlayStation VR game has been confirmed for a release. More on that in a little bit. First, let's talk about Spider-Man, which every time we talk about this game, it seems like anticipation for the game just continues to increase. We had a couple of dry months with this game where we heard nothing about it, but ever since the digital issue of Game Informer came out earlier in April, it just seems like we're getting a wave of new Spider-Man information, and expect that to continue on into E3 and until the game's release on September 7th. But right now, what do we know? Well, we have been confirmed on how this game will perform. It has been confirmed that this game will run on 30 FPS on both the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 4 Pro. So if you were hoping for 60 FPS on the PS4 Pro, sorry to disappoint you, it looks like that won't happen. The PS4 Pro version, however, they did say will see added visual enhancements, so you have that to look forward to. When talking on the performance, they said this: again, it's about a blend between fidelity and performance and making the right decision for your game. Most other devs seem to agree, as we haven't seen any other open world games on console at 60 FPS besides Metal Gear Solid 5. The debate between 30 FPS and 60 FPS is a storied one. A lot of gamers going into this generation were hoping that 60 frames per second would become the new standard. It looks like that won't be the case. Considering we're already this far into the generation, we've gotten an upgraded PlayStation 4 and the PS4 Pro, it looks like 60 FPS in every game is really just off the table. Still, we could hope for a stable 30 frames per second. Hopefully it's locked. Also, another big topic about Spider-Man has been the QTEs, and Insomniac took to Twitter to explain that. A Twitter user had something to say about the QTEs, saying, "Game looks great, but feels like extremely scripted at times with a lot of QTEs and dramatic cinematics. If the entire game is filled with those from mission to mission, then it will end up being a problem. Half the gameplay looks like Arkham series anyway. Hashtag please don't suck." Insomniac took to that and responded saying, quote, "Have you seen a single QTE in the Game Informer footage? There are a very minor point of the game used at cinematic set pieces." QTEs, known as QuickTime events, are also something that's been heavily debated in the gaming world. Some do think that damages the integrity of actually playing a game, and it looks like with Spider-Man, there'll be an element to the game, but not the entire focus, so that's great too. Moving on from that, Nier Automata was one of the best games of 2017. It was one of the best PlayStation 4 console exclusives thus far. It did also see a PC release, and with that game performing so well critically and commercially, a brand new Nier game isn't off the table. At PAX East, Platinum Games spoke on the possibility of another Nier title, saying this, quote, "I do think that we might be able to open another door in the Nier universe. I don't know how long it might take, but I do want you guys to look forward to that. I think it's a foregone conclusion that there will be another Nier game at some point. While the first Nier game on the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 wasn't all too hot, that game had a lot of great elements, and those that played it did really enjoy it, but from a commercial standpoint, it didn't do all too well. But Nier Automata was a whole different story. It exceeded our expectations in terms of its critical reception, and commercially, it looks like that game performed very well. So another Nier title seems to be a foregone conclusion, and Platinum Games being at the helm of it also makes a lot of sense, as the gameplay to Nier Automata was one of the best elements of the game. It was really a lot better than the first title, and you know what to expect with Platinum Games. They just developed some of the best action-oriented gameplay on the planet. So hopefully at some point we do see the official announcement for a brand new Nier title. And finally, for those of you with the PlayStation VR, a pretty big game has been confirmed in Killing Floor Incursion. Killing Floor Incursion has been out for a little bit on Oculus Rift and Vive, but now it's coming to PlayStation 4 on May 1st. Yes, the release is just here, and PSVR players will have access to an exclusive level titled The Crucible. In Killing Floor Incursion, the player is a Horizon Security Force soldier that has been wounded in combat against the Zeds. You are placed in a neurological simulation to keep your brain stable, while Horizon medics can repair your body. The game itself is much different than your typical Killing Floor game, of course, with the added element of PlayStation VR that is to be expected. The game was fully playable at PAX East, and the PlayStation VR library is still developing, so to see a notable franchise like Killing Floor making the transition to PSVR, that's always nice. Although, again, this isn't going to be your traditional Killing Floor experience, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. And again, Killing Floor Incursion will be out May 1st exclusively to PlayStation VR. So that concludes this video. Let us know what you think. What do you think about Spider-Man? Are you disappointed about the fact that it won't be running at 60 frames per second, or have you been settled into 30 FPS gameplay? Seems like for the majority of titles, that's been the norm this generation, so I don't think that'll disappoint too many people. And what do you think about Insomniac saying that the QTEs in the game are a very, very minor point of the game? Also, what do you think about the possibility of a Nier title? I think we're all for that, and let us know if you're planning to check out Killing Floor Incursion or if you've not been yet completely sold on PSVR. Sound off in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.